All right, the movie this week, another Trey Parker and Matt Stone joint.
Kind of.
They're in it.
It's my pick. BASEketball.
BASEketball.
Ooh, the 1998 film.
Let me tell you, I've seen this movie 30 times.
I'm probably up there.
Yeah. I've seen this movie a lot.
Every time I really like it, though.
Yeah.
I think it's a really funny movie. But it definitely doesn't have any surprises for me.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
I've seen all the bits. I know all the jokes. And even like some comedy movies that I've seen a lot of times, sometimes I'll pick up on different things. You know, I didn't laugh at that part before, but now you can get some of the more subtle things. Not this. I've seen this movie so many times. Like, I know all the subtleties.
And it's not, I wouldn't say this movie's filled with many subtleties.
No, there are some good bits on it. So it's like what was that guy's name? David Zucker.
Yeah, he did like
a lot of the Naked Guns,
Airplane.
Stuff. He had a couple writers. I wrote those guys down too.
Why?
Jeff Wright, Robert Lokash, they all worked on those films with them. And when I was a kid and this movie came out, this was right after the first season of South Park.
Yeah.
So I'm fully boned up on these guys. I know South Park, and I think they did this before South Park movie.
They did, right? Yes,
they
did. I checked.
Yeah. So
because we are oddly enough reviewing them in order, like the South Park guys movies.
It's weird. But yeah, with BASEketball, I actually thought up until for a long time that it was their movie.
Yeah.
Because
me too.
when you watch it, if you know these guys and you know South Park at all, it does have a lot of their flair in it.
Yeah, and their chemistry as friends and actors shows so much.
Totally. Well, they did
punch up the script like it was.
And they did. I read that too. Yeah. Like they had, they put some of their own bits, and Trey does a couple of his voices from South Park too. He does a Mr. Garrison. He does a Cartman. Which when I was a kid, man, and even to this day, I'm very fascinated. I'm fascinated by like voice actors and stuff. I remember when I was a kid watching Simpsons all the time. When I found out that Bart was actually voiced by it like blew my mind. Yeah. And then you find out that the guy that does Homer Simpson also does like 45 other voices with a lot of the other voice actors. There might be 6 actors, but they voice like 130 characters.
I bet, especially for The Simpsons, you can just fire the actors now that they've recorded so many different words over the years.
Yeah,
just like plug it into a computer.
I'm sure they have something for a contract though, and they can't do that, right? Because it kind of steals their likeness in a way. I'm not really sure. So yeah, who's in this thing? We got Trey Parker and Matt Stone. Trey plays Joe Cooper.
Yeah.
And Matt Stone plays Doug Sir Swish Reamer. Great fucking b-ball name, if you ask me.
Squeak, little bitch Scolari.
Yeah, Dion Bachar is in it.
Yeah, from Cannibal the Musical.
He's so
and Orgasmo.
Little.
I know.
He's a little bitch. He's a little bitch.
A little bitch.
And they just rip on that poor guy.
I swear, if you rip on me 13 or 14 more times, I'm out of here.
Holy shit. So yeah, it's about these fucking 2 guys. Could you call them losers? I don't know, maybe not. I don't think they're losers, but they're portrayed in that way.
Yeah, they're not cool dudes.
They're not cool dudes. The beginning of this movie, first of all, there's also, you can definitely feel the Naked Gun flavor too.
Yes.
There's a lot of parody kind of work. And they do this thing right at the beginning where they talk about where sports has gone and how like the interleague play and how like all teams are switching from here and there to everywhere, that there's not really a sports hero anymore because it's all about making money. It's all about capitalism.
New Orleans Jazz moved to Utah where they have no fun.
And then the arenas just are named after corporations. Which
Preparation H.
There's like Miami or the Maxi Tampon Arena.
Yeah.
That was hilarious because tampons are funny.
That is true.
And so yeah, sports are kind of dying out. Nobody's going to the games anymore. It's a bunch of bullshit. And then these 2 guys at a house party invent this game called BASEketball.
And Ernest Borgnine becomes a fan.
Yeah, which is basically like horse.
No.
BASEketball is kind of like horse.
No.
It's a horse flavor. So I got to shoot from here. You got to make the same shot. But
you don't have to make the same shot though. You can choose. You can always choose where to shoot.
They change it, right? But that's the whole joke at the beginning. We're like, okay, well, I'm going to shoot from here, and then you got to make like horse. No, not like horse. And then they add these baseball rules where it's like a home run or a single or whatever. When they go, so Matt and Trey at the beginning, they show up to this house party, and they're like they were in high school. They bring a case of beer, they're guzzling beer.
Hey, still hanging out playing Nintendo?
So that was such a good line. They're just going up to their old people they knew in high school, and they're all moved on. They're doctors, lawyers. They're all dressed in fucking khakis and nice evening gowns. And they go this way. Hey, Skid Mark Steve, how's it going, man? You still hanging out playing Nintendo? No, I'm actually in my 4th year of med school, and I'm training for the Olympic rowing team. What are you guys up to? Hanging out, playing Nintendo. I don't know, man. I think it's a fucking great movie. I don't even have anything to say. I'm just gonna put it away.
Okay, the end. Yeah, it's funny. It's just like I have seen it so many times that like. Yeah, there's no, like you said, no surprises. Just kind of, it's nice to watch it.
It is nice to watch it. It's a bit nostalgic for me anyways. Like, I kind of watch it for that, too. And just, okay, so in basketball, we have our rules. You can shoot a single, a double, triple, or home run.
Right.
But in that, you are also allowed to psych out the player.
Right.
By doing totally fucked up shit, as they put it. And the best part about the psych outs for me is that when somebody gets psyched out, they fall down.
Yeah.
I never understood that. Even to this day, like they don't just like turn away in disgust and then toss the ball down. Oftentimes they fall down, and sometimes it makes sense because they've hurt them, or like when Sir Swish puts an audio book of the Horse Whisperer to a guy and he falls asleep. That makes sense that he would fall down.
Yeah.
Most of them don't, though. Most of them, they're just like, they get freaked out.
Said no more journey psychouts.
So that's kind of fun, I suppose. The other thing I really like about this movie, and this is a favorite of mine, is in comedic movies, even in action movies, although in action movies it's less funny, when they use like news reporters or sportscasters.
Yeah.
And there's Bob Costas and the other guy.
Dan O'Brien.
Is that it? Dan O'Brien in this. And they're fucking...
Pat O'Brien.
And they're hilarious. They're hilarious sports announcers. But not even those guys. There's a news announcer. So poor Ernest Borgnine plays Ted Denslow, who buys basketball and creates a league where teams aren't allowed to move. All the players make the same amount of money. Yeah. It's just more about the sport. And... he passes away, unfortunately, right?
Because
and there's a news report. He chokes on a hot dog.
Time finally caught up with the old cocksucker.
That's in a news report in this movie, right? There's a guy giving the news like, Ted Denzel passed away today. I guess time finally ran out for the old cocksucker.
Funny stuff.
That's hilarious. It's totally like almost a throwaway line. They just instantly move on. But for me, it just, I don't know. As a kid, I definitely laughed a lot more at like more of the violent parts. Especially at the beginning where they're talking about how sports have become so violent. It was just about fighting, and there's a hockey fight scene where a guy like slashes his stick and a fucking head rolls across the ice, squirting blood everywhere. It's still enjoyable today, mind you. Just when I first saw it, I remember seeing that as a kid and how much I laughed at that.
What do you think about ska, Joe? Because
I'm fine with ska. And actually, for me, ska was an introduction to punk rock.
Oh.
I actually heard ska before, at least... that I'm remembering.
Right.
I heard ska before I ever heard punk rock. And my brother and I used to play this game for Sega. And this was before, because it was, I think it was Sega. Or maybe it was PlayStation 1. It doesn't really matter. It was before Tony Hawk came out. I know it was, and it was a skateboard game.
Okay.
And you did tricks and stuff, and there was half pipes, but you kind of followed a course.
Right.
So there was a course where you'd have to hit the rail, but then you move on, then there's a half pipe, and then you keep going.
Okay.
Can't remember what the fuck it was called.
I don't know.
But the whole soundtrack was like ska.
Right.
Tons of Less Than Jake. That's where I heard Less Than Jake for the first time. And that kind of got me into that kind of music. So, I like ska.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because Real Big Fish is in this movie quite a bit.
Yeah.
And, it works for them. It was just like...
You're a ska guy.
I'm kind of, yeah.
You appreciate ska.
I guess so. It's a little happy.
It's too happy for you?
It might be a little too happy.
You like more sad, depressing songs? It definitely is an upbeat type of music, right?
For sure.
Without the angst of punk.
Yeah.
At least that's how I would sort of describe it.
So Real Big Fish, that was when ska was like a big hit for like 6 months.
Yeah, well, this is that right around the time that game
that
came out with Full of Less Than Jake. I think Real Big Fish was in that too. I couldn't name you any other ska band except those. So,
because, like, it's Real Big Fish and then
Less Than Jake.
Well, no, but songs that Matt and Trey make up.
Oh yes. Yeah. And that's why I thought this movie was made by then, because there's so much of them in it.
What would Brian Botano do?
It's just goddamn funny. One thing I noticed, which I never really picked up on before, but the basketball team the Milwaukee Beers.
Yeah.
You know, it has to be more than 3 guys. It's a 6-man team. So there's 3 other dudes on their team. They have no line.
Yeah.
They have just random Asian guy, random black guy, random white guy.
Yeah.
Which I never really noticed that before, but for some reason I really picked up on it last night. And the other thing too is like, so they go around America facing all these teams from Texas, New York, wherever, and they're all very stereotypical.
Yeah. So it's like the Texas felons.
Yeah, and then the New York guys are like Italian mobsters.
Yeah,
almost,
and
right?
the guys from San Francisco
are gay dudes.
But like, cartoon gay dudes.
Oh yeah, like stereotypical or like what was it? Homophobic gay dudes.
Yeah,
kind of,
that didn't age well.
No, 1998, there was fucking no rules, right?
Yeah.
It was funny then. It's funny to make fun of gay people in 1998. 2019, some of it was a little like, okay.
Well, the jokes are just so basic too. They're not like.
Hey, you're from San Francisco. You must be gay. Have you ever seen those Australian beer ads?
Yeah.
How do you speak San Franciscan? Pulls down a dude's pants. Vagina. No, it's a dude's ass, and he gets kicked out. He's like, no, it wasn't a gay joke. That was an Australian joke. I don't know. But, yeah, I thought there's a lot of kind of more subtle comedy, too. There's their mascot, the beer's mascot, is like this beer barrel, I guess, right? And the beer barrel pulls up to a urinal and opens its spigot and starts pissing out of the spigot. That got me. I don't know why.
Yeah, but that's not...
But it's kind of almost in the background, right? It made me laugh.
That's not subtle.
No, maybe not.
I'm not saying it's not funny, but that's not subtle.
Also, that barrel, so I was looking into the barrel a little bit.
Why?
Played by Julie Dolan, a young lady who's actually done a lot of voice acting. I had to look it up. I was like, who plays the barrel? Because
Why? Did you want to know?
I don't know. I'm curious. I've seen everything. I know everything else about the movie. Let's delve into some of the other characters, too. Oh, you know who's a creepy dude? The guy that hosts Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, Robert Stack.
He's a fucking weirdo, but even he is funny in this movie. When he's talking about, Doug Reamer's disappeared, where did he go? Oh, we talked to Elizabeth Johnson, a neighbor who didn't want to be identified. That's funny,
You want to know what's not funny in this movie?
Oh, what?
Yasmine Bleeth.
She's not supposed to be funny.
She is so bad in this movie.
But she's hot, though.
I don't think she's hot
What?
at all. No, she's gross.
What? Okay, no.
Gross.
No.
I see her and I go,
yes.
Ew.
Now,
Ew.
Yasmine Bleeth.
Turned off the movie.
I am without speech.
She is not attractive.
What?
Yeah.
Are you thinking of the same person?
Yeah.
Yasmine Bleeth. Not attractive.
Not attractive.
You're
not in 98.
incorrect.
Definitely not now.
Maybe not now, but 98. Oh, yeah, dude. If you're seen her in Baywatch, she's at.
Yeah.
She's at.
Super
hot.
No? There's Jenny McCarthy in it, too.
She's hot.
She's slightly better.
She's funny. She's at least...
she's slightly better actor.
Well, she's in movies.
Not recently.
No, like porn movies. Did she actually do porn? She wasn't really in...
No, I think she was a playmate.
Yeah, so she did some modeling in that. So, Yasmine Bleeth, going to her, she runs like a sort of a Make-A-Wish Foundation kind of organization. And they have this kid named Little Joey, who's a big fan of Doug Cooper or Joe Cooper. And he was also in the show Frasier. Played Frasier's son.
How about that?
What was his name? Frasier
Jr.
I think that is what
Skippy.
it was. No, it's some nerdy kind of name. He had glasses. I don't know.
Poindexter.
Yes, that's the one. Frederick. That's it. Yeah.
And the scene where they take him out and get drunk.
Oh,
that's good stuff.
That is correct. Who wouldn't want to get like a 9-year-old just wasted? They're fucking doing tequila shots at like 1 p.m. and they're watching Jerry Springer. That also brought me back. I used to watch a shitload of Jerry Springer back in the day. Oh, tons.
I've seen Jerry Springer, but not that much.
I've seen a good deal of Jerry Springer, and if you were playing the game, every time a fight breaks out, you have to drink. You get pretty effed up. Yeah, I know I would for sure. And it has this montage, like his Make-A-Wish is he just wants to hang out with the team for a day.
Yeah.
So they're making him do all their chores and shit, and they're working on a car that made me take notice because it's like
here we go.
It's a '66 Chevy Corvair, which is actually like a mid-engine car, which is a pretty rare car to acquire in 1998. There's they're out there. But it's, for me, and I've said this before too, it's so unique the way they come up with cars for certain films. Like, okay, they just have to be working on random vehicle.
Right.
It could be, they could just pull in a car that someone drove in that day and just like put grease on their face, pop the hood, and they're working on a car. But why pick such a rare car like the 66 Corvair? It's a very odd choice. It's great.
I think it was just nice, like sitting on the lot, like
that's
next door.
To me, that's a weird car to be sitting on the lot, but interesting nonetheless.
So, how about that? Is that interesting?
To me, yeah. To me, they had a Corvair in that movie that's not about cars, not about working on cars at all. It just has this, again, this montage scene. It's a 4 seconds you see the car maybe. And it just seems like a very odd car to get your hands on, unless, as you say, maybe it was just fucking sitting around the back lot somewhere and they dragged it in there.
It was used for another movie and just brought it over.
It must be, right? Yeah. It's got to be. Because, I took note of it, right? The other weird thing, going back to like stereotypical things, Joe Cooper has to go to India because their clothing line is being made in a children's sweatshop. The funniest part of that scene is where he goes into the factory and is like, well, you got to put a hard hat on, and all the hard hats are turbans. First of all, that's not even an Indian thing. And it's fucking
getting your stereotypes wrong.
Totally. I don't think they wear turbans in India.
I think people in India wear turbans.
I don't think so. I think that's more like a Sheik kind of thing. Or Sikh. I think it's Sikh.
Yeah, but you can be in India and be a Sikh.
I know, but I'm just saying it was pretty goddamn funny to see turban hard hats. I think a regular hard hat would still do the trick, but
that's not as funny though.
It's definitely not funny. Oh, it also stars one of the greatest NASCAR drivers of all time. Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Was this one before he died in a horrible crash? Sweet.
Yes, he did film this movie. It was actually, he died in like 2002. Right. So it was a little while before that. But yeah, Dale Earnhardt's in it for some fucking reason. I don't know. But his nickname on the racetrack, the Intimidator.
Sounds like that's like a nickname you would give yourself.
No, he used to drive. So have you ever heard the term rubbing is racing?
Yeah.
Mostly comes from NASCAR because those guys can kind of bump and grind a little bit without sending the cars fucking flying. Not like an open wheel racing where if the wheels touch, you're both disintegrating into a fucking fence. No, so he would like bump guys and kind of shove them over a little bit. Like he was a very aggressive driver. Yeah. He earned that nickname, the Intimidator. He did not give it to himself. You show a little goddamn respect for Dale Earnhardt.
You hate NASCAR.
I hate NASCAR, but I like some of the drivers.
Fuck that guy.
No, Dale Earnhardt.
Glad he died.
Whoa, you're aggressive today.
Who cares? Just I don't know. Good fucking Dale Earnhardt. Didn't his son die too?
No, his son's still alive.
Junior just died in a crash.
No, he got in a plane crash.
Oh,
he's alive though. He made it through.
Oh, damn it.
Got burnt up pretty good.
Damn it.
So, what else do I have? Oh, the Scatman song is in it.
Ooh, I'm a Scatman.
Solid scatting, brother. Yeah. Solid scatting. Do you think he's still scatting somewhere?
Oh yeah.
Did they have like open mics for scatting?
No.
No? Open scat night?
No. I don't. Have you ever heard scat live? Exactly.
No. That's not something I would see though. Like I wouldn't go into a club like that really.
Why not?
Someone brought me there.
Why not?
So that's why I wouldn't just randomly see it. Oh, it also has.
You just want to go to McDonald's.
I love McDonald's. Joey Diaz is in it. That's sweet. I know he was in it. He's one of the, he's a ref for 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, that's right.
What else? What fucking else?
I got nothing. This movie's good. I've just seen it so many times. Like
so many times you don't really have a whole lot, eh?
No, I don't. Like it's.
What was your favorite Psycho? You gotta have a favorite Psycho.
You go first.
I think my favorite Psycho is where Doug Reamer goes up to. I don't know who they're playing, but he goes up and says, "Hey, Jeff, got milk?" And he pulls him up. He starts squirting him in the face with milk.
I guess penalty. Like Marlon Brando's fat. That's pretty good.
Sucking up, that reminded me of those. Did you ever have those like Mr. Sippies or whatever they were called? No, eh?
No, I don't know.
When I was in public school in the city, at lunchtime, you can go up to the kiosk and buy like a little bag. And it was like a Capri Sun, but there was no label on it.
I gotcha.
Like chocolate milk,
I know what you mean.
Pop the straw in
Yeah. I got those. I know what you mean.
Okay.
They're little. They're like this big, right?
Yeah, a little bigger than that, but yeah.
Yeah. I've had them, I guess.
So that's my favorite Psycho, the Got Milk.
Got Milk, that's a good one. Yeah.
You got yours is going to be the
Marlon Brando fat.
Yeah. I like the finger cut off too. That was pretty good.
That's good. Yeah, there's some good ones.
There's a lot of good psychos. I don't know. I still don't really understand the falling down thing.
That's funny.
I guess. Also, I guess it still makes sense, but there's a part in the... So the whole part of the movie, or at least the whole conflict, is that if the Beers don't win the season, they lose control of the team. It goes to Denslow's wife, Yvette, played by Jenny McCarthy, right? And she's kind of in bed with... what was that guy's name? Robert Vaughn, Baxter Kane.
Yeah.
But right at the end of the movie, before the final game ends, Yvette turns to Baxter and just says, I'm fucking sick of you. I can't stand you. I'm out of here. So even if Baxter's team won, it would still go to Jenny McCarthy.
Right.
But I mean, the Beers would lose control of it, but at least she's not in bed with
they want, but they want her vote for expansion, though.
Yeah.
That's more of the thing that Robert Vaughn's character wants, is that he wants to be able to fucking pay the players whatever you want, be able to do everything.
Move teams and trade.
And stuff like that.
Make clothing.
But he can't because Denslow always voted against it. It has to be unanimous.
Right,
so really just needs her vote and anything else.
Right.
And to help lay carpet.
She still might. Yeah, I love the sexual innuendos that she didn't get and sucking the chrome off a trailer hitch. That's pretty funny. Yeah, BASEketball. Oh, it also didn't do very well at the box office.
No.
Did real bad. Cost $25 million to make it. It made about $6 million.
Oof.
It's quite a hit.
Oof. Yeah.
I'm just surprised. I'm surprised just based on their names, wouldn't. Because they were always the stars of the movie. It's not like they pumped it up.
Right, but you're like, okay.
South Park hit.
Now, looking back on it now, we know who Matt and Trey are.
Yeah.
After season 1 of South Park, they're just voice actors that create a show. They're not personalities yet. Most people hadn't seen fucking Orgasmo or Cannibal.
No, that's true. That's true. They're pretty odd.
So it's not like their box office draws really at that time.
Good point.
Yeah.
Either way, I still loved it then. I really enjoy it now.
Do you think it's better than Orgasmo?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
me too.
I laugh more.
It's not as good as Cannibal.
No. It's not as good as Cannibal.
So we'll have to eventually watch the movie, and then Team America.
Yeah. And then maybe if they come out with the Book of Mormon movie.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess Imagination Land can kind of be called a movie.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of, yeah.
Right.
They've done that a couple times, 3-part episodes. So they did that with the Coon and Friends and whatnot.
So, I mean, those can be considered movies, I suppose.
I guess. So, yeah, BASEketball. If you haven't seen it, you should, especially if you like that kind of, it's very silly. It's fun and silly.
Yeah, it's good. It's just, I've seen it so many times, and it's just not as...
Didn't pull a lot of punches.
Exactly, yeah. It's like white bread. You know what I mean? It's nice, but it doesn't really have any flavor left.
It'd be sweet if you could Men in Black yourself for certain movies. So you can just forget everything you've seen in this particular, and then it's like you've watched it for the first time.
Sure.
I also have this weird thing where I'll go into I'll just say Walmart, and you go the $5 DVD bin or whatever, and you see a DVD that you have, but it's such a good deal. I wish I didn't have it so I can get it for such a good deal. You think you ever get that?
Never.
No,
no, I don't.
That's not a frequent thing, but yeah, it's popped into my head a few times. All right, BASEketball.
BASEketball.
Go watch it right now.